Warm welcome, very warm welcome to At the Checkpoint. I'm your host. This is a show for over 30s getting into ultra running, or those over 30s that are already in ultra running need a little bit of hints and tips, and those that want to be able to compete rather than just complete. Now this is a 3-day, 3-day special sponsored by MyRaceKit on how to train in the heat. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Tip number 1. Don't train in the heat. Unless it's absolutely necessary, do not train in the heat. Okay, sometimes you have to. I'm going to give you some tips now, but unless you really have to, guys, do not train in the heat whenever it's very hot. Okay, but sometimes you need to, so let's carry on for the rest of the top tips. Shades, exactly. There's a lot of glare within the hot weather, so make sure that you get a good pair of shades and you wear them. You might look a little bit ridiculous like me, but it's very important to look after your eyes as well as your skin. And that's number 3, so let's head over there. Number 3, slap it on, put it all over you. All over your face, factor 30, go really high, especially if you're going to be out running a little bit longer. Make sure that you've covered yourself up on suntan before you go out. Very important. All right, guys. Number 4 for training in the heat. Cover your head with a trucker's hat. The handy thing, with trucker hats, or you might not know, is the mesh. You've got the mesh inside the hat at the back, and this lets your head sweat out. Baseball hats, they don't have this. So, for instance, if you have a look at these two Compass Sport baseball hats, very stylish to wear after a race, but it's all cotton. Your head's not going to be able to sweat out, and you will get very hot. For some of you new to At the Checkpoint, we get people who have been on the podcast to send truckers hats and different hats in as part of the truckers hat totem tree. Now, as you can see, we've got Seb Batchelor following him on YouTube. He sent in a Solomon truckers hat, ideal to go running in. Once again, it's got mesh on the back. The main man, Damien Hall, Damo, ran in the Ultra Mont Blanc. You remember that year in 2016? Google it when it was really hot. These got more of a kind of cyclist style hat. But once again, if you have a look, you've got the mesh there, the very flimsy. And then a good friend and, well, completer of the Barkley Marathon's winner of this year's Spine, John Kelly, sent me one of the Hammer Nutrition visors. Wear one of these, put this on your head. You're going to have enough support to stop the sweat going into your eyes, and also the rest of your head is free. The main man, though, if you want to go over to MyRaceKit, and I'll put the details for this in the link, is the MyRaceKit cap and back bit of material there, completely white, covers your neck, which is so important. And there we go. It's very light. It's a light piece of kit, which is important when you're going out running, and it's also very high protection, UPF of 50. So get those hats on, but make sure it's a trucker's hat. What else can you put on your head? Well, that's number 5. Buffs, such a fantastic, but just great to wear in the hot weather. Douse them in some cold water to start off with, pull them down if you want, and wear them as a scarf, around the neck to soak up the sweat there, or push them back up and wear them as a headband to stop the sweat coming down on your face. If you want, you can also take them off, wrap them around, you know, your wrist, and use them to wipe the sweat from your brow. So brilliant. That was number 5, and that was the buff. Number 7, run naked. Okay, not naked, but as least amount of clothes as you can. Get shorts that are shorter. Lads, run without your top on, so the wind will be cooling you down. Ladies, you know, there's some really great loose garments that you can wear. So, you know, wear shorter clothes. You know, obviously if you're going for further distance, you know, have a little bag with, you know, a t-shirt in. But if you're just doing normal, say half-hour distance, run naked, or as clothless as possible. Get the shorts shorter, without the t-shirt, and, you know, this will really, really cool you down. So that's number 7. Number 8, always happens in the hot weather, chaffing. Oh, nipple rub, down there rub. Now, MyRaceKit, the main suppliers in the UK for gurney goo. They come in 85 millilitres, or the easy packable 10 millilitres of gurney goo. Fantastic. Put it on your feet for blisters. Gentlemen, you know, down there. Proof is in the pudding. I use these in the Marathon des Sables, gurney goo on my feet and down in my underpants area, and no blisters or chaffing. Highly recommended. Also good for on the nipples. This stuff is amazing. It's also not tested on animals, so it's great that way as well. It's got tea tree in it. Smells delicious. Obviously don't eat it, but gurney goo, chaffing. It's a chaffing miracle saver. That's what it is. Number 9, hydrate yourself before you're going running. You know, in the week leading up to a race, or, you know, anyway, hydrate yourself. Make sure you're drinking enough water anyway. This helps break down your food. But, you know, the morning that you're going to go for a run, if you're up an hour and a half beforehand, get some water down you before you go for a run. Talking about hydration, I'm going to give you a tip on tip number 10 on what to do with your bottle. Tip number 10, for all of you that take a bottle, well, you should be taking a bottle of water with you whenever you are running, is the night before, fill it halfway up with water, then put it on its side in the freezer, and then when you get up in the morning, fill the rest of it with water. This really is very refreshing because you've got the cold ice in it whilst you go running. So there you go. That's 10 top tips from myself at the checkpoint in this 3-day special of top tips on training during the heat, sponsored by MyRaceKit. We'll see you in the next episode for another lot of top tips on how to train in the heat.